Hello everyone, today I am going to talk about the stomach. The stomach, it is the most dilated part of the digestive system which is present between the esophagus above and the duodenum below. So this stomach, it acts as a reservoir of the food and it is present in the epigastric region, left hypochondriac and the umbilical region. And when you are holding the stomach, you should make sure that you are holding it in the left hand when you are holding it in the anatomical position. Next, coming to the capacity of the stomach, the capacity in the newborns it is about 30 to 50 ml, whereas in the adults it is 1000 to 1500 ml. The shape of the stomach, you can see it is roughly J-shaped in shape. Then next, moving to the presenting parts of the stomach, it has got two ends, that is the above or the upper end is the cardiac end and below is the pyloric end. Then the two curvatures, that is lesser curvature and the greater curvature, and the two surfaces, that is the antero-superior surface and the posterior-inferior surface. This is the posterior-inferior surface. Now coming to the parts one by one. First we will go to the cardiac end. So this is the cardiac end of the stomach, which is the upper end of the stomach, and you can see it is lying in the more posterior plane compared to the lower end, that is the pyloric end. And this pyloric end of the stomach, it is more thicker and more superficial and more movable compared to the cardiac end of the stomach. Then next, the curvatures of the stomach. First we will go to the lesser curvature of the stomach. This lesser curvature of the stomach, it is roughly J-shaped. It is roughly J-shaped and it is the most fixed part of the stomach compared to the greater curvature of the stomach, and it lies on a more posterior plane. And this lesser curvature of the stomach, it gives attachment to the lesser omentum, and this lesser omentum consists of the anastomosis of the right and the left gastric arteries. Next, moving to the greater curvature of the stomach. The greater curvature of the stomach, it is also, you can see it is convex, whereas the lesser curvature was concave. So this greater curvature, it extends from the cardiac notch. So this whatever notch you are seeing just besides the cardiac end of the stomach is the cardiac notch. So from here begins the greater curvature of the stomach. It arches upwards and forwards, forming the convexity, and then it descends downwards. So this greater curvature is also known as the left border of the stomach. And this greater curvature, just opposite to the cardiac end, it gives attachment to the gastrophrenic ligament, whereas opposite to the fundus, it gives attachment to the gastrosplenic ligament, and the rest of the greater curvature till down towards the pyloric end, it gives attachment to the anterior two layers of the greater omentum, which consist of the anastomosis of the right and the left gastroepiploic arteries. The right gastroepiploic artery is a branch of the gastroduodenal artery, whereas the left gastroepiploic artery is a branch of the splenic artery. So these are the two curvatures of the stomach. This lesser curvature and the greater curvature. Mainly you have to know where they are present, what is the shape, and what are the attachments. Most importantly, the lesser omentum, which is extending from the lesser curvature of the stomach to the liver, and the greater curvature of the stomach, which gives attachment to the greater omentum of the stomach till the transverse colon. Next, moving to the surfaces of the stomach. The surfaces, it has got the two surfaces, that is the antero-superior surface and the posterior-inferior surface. This antero-superior surface is covered by the peritoneum of the greater sac. Moving to the relations of the antero-superior surface, the right part of the antero-superior surface is related to the gastric impression of the liver, whereas the upper and the left part is related to the diaphragm and the rib cage, whereas the lower triangular part, which will come in direct contact with the anterior abdominal wall. So these are the relations of the anterosuperior surface. Next we'll see what are the special features which are present on the anterosuperior surface of the stomach. So it has got two special features which you have to know. One is the gastric triangle and the other is the Trobes space. First we'll go to the gastric triangle. The lower triangular area which is in direct contact with the anterior abdominal wall is the gastric triangle, and this gastric triangle boundaries, so to the right it is related to the lower border of the liver, whereas on the left side it is related to the left costal margin, and below it is related to the transverse colon. So this triangle whatever is formed, that will be the gastric triangle. So why you have to know the gastric triangle is that it is used for feeding of the patient in case of the complete esophageal obstruction, and that operation is known as the gastrostomy operation. One more important feature which you have to know on the anterosuperior surface of the stomach is the Trobes space. This Trobes space is a topographical area overlying the fundus of the stomach. Next, moving to the boundaries of the Trobes space. Above it is related to the lower border of the left lung. Below it is related to the left costal margin, and on the right side it is related to the lower border of the left lobe of the liver, whereas on the left side it is related to the lateral end of the spleen. And this Trobes space can be obliterated in case of the enlargement of the spleen or the liver, or in case of the pleural effusion. Next, moving to the posterior inferior surface of the stomach. This is the posterior inferior surface of the stomach, which is covered with the peritoneum of the lesser sac, and this surface is related to the number of structures which are collectively called as the stomach bed. So now the structures which are forming the stomach bed from above downwards are left crus of the diaphragm, left suprarenal gland, anterior surface of the left kidney, tortuous splenic artery, anterior surface of the pancreas, anterior layer of the transverse mesocolon, and sometimes the gastric impression of the spleen. So these are the structures which will form the stomach bed. Next, moving to the subdivisions of the stomach, you have got the three subdivisions of the stomach. So from above downwards, it is the fundus of the stomach, then the body of the stomach, then the pylorus of the stomach. First, coming to the fundus of the stomach, if you draw a horizontal imaginary line extending from the cardiac notch of the cardiac end of the stomach, so whatever area is present, dome shaped area is present above this imaginary horizontal plane, this is known as the fundus of the stomach. This fundus of the stomach is normally filled with the air, that is about 30 to 50 ml of the air, which can be seen on the radiograph as a translucent shadow. Next, coming to the pyloric end of the stomach. So this is the pyloric end of the stomach, which is thicker and it consists of the three parts. So the most proximal part is known as the pyloric antrum, which is about 7.5 centimeters in length, and the narrow tubular end after the pyloric antrum is called as the pyloric canal, which is 2.5 centimeters, and the most distal end of the pylorus, which will form the orifice, is called as the pyloric sphincter. And this pyloric sphincter is formed by the thickening of the circular muscle layer of the stomach. So the total length of the pylorus is 10 centimeters. So I have told you the most dependent part of the lesser curvature is called as the incisura angularis, and if you draw a oblique line extending from the incisura angularis to the left, and whatever area is present between these two imaginary horizontal planes will be called as the body of the stomach. So this is about the external features of the stomach. Next, moving to the interior of the stomach. So when you see the interior of the stomach, you can see there are number of mucus folds of the empty stomach which are called as the rugae. So these are nothing but the mucosal folds of the stomach, and this disappears when the stomach is filled with food. Next, one more thing what you are going to see in the interior of the stomach is the gastric pits. So these are the small depressions on the mucosal surface of the gastric mucosa into which the gastric glands open. So these are all the gastric pits. So when you are going to hold the stomach in the anatomical position, you have to see that the cardiac end is above, the pyloric end is below, the convex greater curvature of the stomach is to the left side, whereas the concave lesser curvature of the stomach is to the right side. So these, in this specimen you can see the attachment of the cut end of the, this is the greater omentum of the stomach and this is the lesser omentum of the stomach. Thank you.